This is QTV News. I am Mamudu Gajaga and thanks for joining us. Coming up, Police Anti-Crime Unit arrests suspected criminals. Food and appliances amongst items recovered. Gumtel Council appears before Public Enterprise Committee of the National Assembly. Plead for government handout. ECOWAS to launch Regional Competition Authority. Technical committee meeting underway at the Caribbean Beach Hotel. For more on this and other stories coming up, stay tuned. Thank you very much if you're just joining us. The anti-crime unit of the Gambia Police Force have again effected numerous arrests of suspected thieves that break into shops, dealers in fake currencies and other related crimes. Babukar C has more on this story.
The major arrest effected was one Karanta Dabo, a native of Sukuta, who the police say had 43 complaints against him from the public on their desk. According to police PRO ASP Laminjai, Karanta Dabo enters shops and bureau de change with fake foreign currencies, acting like a semester, only to end up swindling them. Or he would sometimes go to local shops and take goods promising to pay back but disappears and never returns.
Karanta has been targeting our business community for quite a while now, and he has caused a lot of economic losses to members of the business community. And we've gathered several complaints as we speak. About 43 different individuals have launched complaints against Karanta, and the police been investigating all these cases. One of the ways that Karanta operates is this. He sells out stories to people, and what he tells people in the first instance is possibly he comes with fake currencies. If you can see, these are dollars, but they are actually not real dollars, but fake dollars. Karanta could come to any shop, and this is also euro, but it is also not real, but fake. He could come to a particular bureau de change. His target mainly are bureau de change, that is money changing bureaus, and also shopkeepers. He could come to any of these money changing bureaus and say to them he wants to change some money and obtain the Gambian currency from them. Eventually he will disappear into thin air. They will never see him, only to realize later that in fact the currency that he gave them are fake.
Police PRO Njai went further to reveal that the new method of breaking into shops is by breaking through the walls.
These people also, we have somebody by the name of Keba Gay. We also have Omar Gay, and also we have Momodu Sedi among them. And these people also, a few days ago, our anti-crime unit has been patrolling around the area of Bakote and have realized that a shop has been broken into, and then investigation was launched into this, and they realized that these are the boys who were responsible for this breaking, and items have been recovered for them, as you have seen outside over there.
ASP Laminjai also warns the public not to take the law into their own hands, citing the example of a mechanic garage around Costa Road who caught a thief stealing fuel from a parked truck vehicle and decided to beat the guy, leading to his death. Babukar C, QTV News.
Gumtel Council are pleading for a government bailout to modernize its networking infrastructure if it is to compete effectively in the evolving telecommunications industry. They made the plea during an appearance before members of the Public Enterprise Committee of the National Assembly on Tuesday. Aliou Cisse was following the proceedings, and this is his report.
They are the first to penetrate the telecommunication industry in the Gambia, but all is not well for Gumtel and Gamcel. As they appear before the Public Enterprise Committee of the National Assembly, these two institutions are asking for a bailout from the government to continue operating in this competitive industry. They need investment from the government to better upgrade their system to compete in this industry.
Gumtel Council appeared before the Public Enterprise Committee of the National Assembly on Tuesday to present their reports for 2017. Public enterprises are mandated to appear before lawmakers for a review of their activities. Gamcel, established in 2000, is a wholly owned subsidiary of Gumtel. It was incorporated as Gambia Cellular Company under the Companies Act of 1955 to deliver mobile telecommunication services to the Gambian market. Gamcel is the pioneer operator in Gambia's mobile telecommunication market. Following the rapid expansion of the mobile telecoms market in the early 2000s, 3 other operators were approved to operate alongside Gamcel in providing direct and indirect GSM services. With the evolution of the telecommunications sector, these two institutions, who share the same board of directors, want a handout from the government to modernize its obsolete networking infrastructure to compete effectively. Its board chair, Sola Mahoney, while giving an overview of the current state of the institutions before lawmakers, said the financial performance of Gumtel Council in terms of turnover as well as profit declined in 2017.
Gumtel reported a turnover of $685 million compared to $939 million in the preceding year, 2016, and a net profit after tax of $29 million as compared to $63 million in the previous year. And here in our view, the major cause of this is attributed to the reductions, the unavailability of revenues earned from the international gateway, and those funds are still actually being controlled by central government. It's fair to say that since 2017, that downward trend has unfortunately continued. And for Gumtel, the turnover, the picture was similar. The turnover for 2017 was $387 million compared to $407 in the previous year.
Gumtel's performance, according to Mahoney, was significantly impacted by a 6-week shutdown of its billing system when the Gambia government terminated the contract of the international gateway with MGI. However, he said efforts are underway to restructure Gumtel Council.
It's important for us to point out, at least for me to point out at this stage, that government, with the assistance from the World Bank, has already conducted a number of consultancies into the repositioning and restructuring of Gumtel and Gumcel so that we can take a decision on how to make the two companies more efficient and viable.
Managing Director Sidi Jaita is hopeful of Gumtel's regaining its lost glory. While for General Manager Elizabeth Mendy Johnson, Gumtel is at crossroads and serious intervention from government is required.
To renew our commitment to make Gumtel a model it was once known for, and have the conviction that with the encouragement and support of this noble assembly, this dream would be realized soon rather than in the distant future.
Reported last year, Gumtel continues to be at the crossroads and needs urgent intervention. The company, as noted by the Board of Chairman of the Board of Directors, has faced and is still facing serious challenges. Gumtel operates in a very stiff, competitive, and dynamic industry where technology trends is constantly changing to meet the needs of the people.
Committee Chairman Halifa Saleh explained where the committee derived its powers to review the activities of public enterprises.
Section 175 of the Constitution provides for public enterprises to have governing authority, boards, given full responsibility to exercise direction and control over public enterprises. It mandates the National Assembly to establish a committee charged with the responsibility of ensuring that public enterprises are accountable to the National Assembly, but they will also examine their activity report and financial statement with the view to ensure that they operate on the basis of effectiveness, efficiency, and probity in all their undertakings.
With the increased competition in the sector, Gumtel needs to up its game to fit in. The two institutions are to reappear before the committee at a later date for the scrutiny of their submissions. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cisse.
The Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, is preparing to launch the Regional Competition Authority for ECOWAS member states on the 31st of May 2019 in Banjul. Maria Tussar has more details.
The ECOWAS Regional Competition Authority, ERCA, is established to implement the regional competition rules adopted by the ECOWAS Authority in 2008. The rules are essential to promote, maintain and encourage competition and enhance economic efficiency in production, trade and commerce at the regional level. As part of efforts to launch the Regional Competition Authority for ECOWAS, a technical committee meeting of national experts from the trade and competition agencies will precede the launch. which commenced on the 28th May 2019 at the Caribbean Beach Hotel, The Gambia. This will offer all stakeholders the opportunity to plan a course for the operation of the ERCA and also discuss the unique market structure of the ECOWAS regional market. Madam Vaba K. Gayflor, a representative of the President of ECOWAS, gave a speech on behalf of the President on the anniversary of the ECOWAS.
The message of President Bro. As we commemorate the 44th anniversary of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, on the 28th of May 2019, the duty of remembrance and gratitude beckons us to acknowledge the role of all who strive to make our economic community more than a reality, a shining example of solidarity. It also affords us an opportunity to reflect on the progress made so far and reaffirm our determination to address the current challenges and leverage future opportunities. The heads of state and government recognized the need to jointly tackle the challenges facing their countries and pool resources while respecting their diversity in order to achieve stability in the region, ensure rapid growth and optimize production, and raise the living standards of the people. We must remember the course set by the pioneers and continuously embrace it like the successors of the founding fathers as a compass to steer our actions and evaluate our progress. Over the years, this has helped our region to continue to make giant strides.
In a statement read by the Deputy Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Trade, Industry and Regional Integration, the minister says, the convergence of experts from member states to Banjul to pave the way for full operations of the authority is very important and timely.
You will all recall that the supplementary protocol establishing the ERC defined it as a specialized, autonomous, and quasi-judicial body mandated to implement the regional competition rules, thus contributing towards the promotion of economic growth, competitiveness in the ECOWAS common market. The technical meeting signals kickoff implementation of the community market competition rules, which is necessary to enhance competition among businesses in the community market to stimulate region-wide economic growth.
The Commissioner for Trade, Customs and Free Movement of the ECOWAS, Commissioner Konzi Tai, says the maiden meeting of the ERCA provides a platform for exchange of views among experts of member states on the modalities of the community competition rules. It will also help them chart a roadmap for the operations of the ERCA through the adoption of an action plan that will guide its preliminary activities. For QTV News, I am Maria Tussar.
Meanwhile, the Ministry of Agriculture has released a statement denying rumors and newspaper reports alleging that the rice donated by the People's Republic of China to the Gambia has expired or will expire by June 2019. The donated rice is currently being distributed to farmers who encountered poor harvest in the 2017-2018 rainy season and other vulnerable groups across the country. The ministry denies these claims and assures the public that the Chinese rice is healthy, safe and fit for consumption. Babakar C. has the rest of the release.
The People's Republic of China donated 2,734 tons of parboiled rice to the Republic of the Gambia as aid. The government of the Gambia, through the Ministry of Agriculture, therefore sought the support of United Nations World Food Programme to distribute part of the rice to target vulnerable households across the country. Parboiled rice, sometimes called easy cook, is rice that is cooked or steamed before milling into grain. During this process, nutrients in the husks and bran is sunk into the endosperm of the grain to make it rich and qualitative. On these bags were printed 2018-2019, which refers to the production date of the rice, not the expiry date, contrary to the understanding of many. This rice, depending on the storage method, can last up to 4 years under good storage conditions. The Ministry of Agriculture therefore wishes to inform the public that the Chinese rice is healthy, safe and good for consumption by all means. The term best before date is a quality indicator, which means the product will reach the peak of its freshness after or before that date. It does not mean the product cannot be consumed longer than the best before date. It is also important to note that a multi-sector institutional task force, including Food Safety and Quality Agency, was established at the level of the ministry to manage the stock. The Chinese rice, therefore, took the normal route like all other foodstuffs coming through the seaport of the Gambia. The ministry therefore assures the beneficiaries and the public that the date on the bag is not the expiry date but the production date, and they should continue to consume the rice to finish without any health risks. The Ministry of Agriculture values the lives and welfare of the public and the farming community in particular, and will never in any circumstances give them expired rice that would negatively impact on their health status. The government of the Gambia, once again through the Ministry of Agriculture, wishes to express its profound appreciation and gratitude to the People's Republic of China for coming to her aid in times of need, and all agencies that cooperated, especially the World Food Programme.
Traffic congestion is a distressing aspect of urban traffic. The Canifing municipality is one of the most affected conurbations in the country. Drivers, pedestrians and commuters face endless delays plying the roads, particularly at peak hours. QTV's Ajibintu Drame has been speaking to drivers and commuters within the Canifing municipality, and this is her report.
Rapid urbanization has led to an increase in demand for mobility. The huge numbers of vehicles and limited road space have led to the problem of congestion on the roads. Canifing municipality, with its high population density, is one of the worst affected. The situation is especially acute during peak periods, in the morning when people are going to work and students to school, and around 4 p.m. when they are returning home. Sader Gay is a taxi driver. He plies the Westfield Tipper Garage route. He tells how traffic congestions affect his business, eating deep into his profits.
The road is very tight, with donkey drivers, pedestrians, cyclists all use the same road. Due to the traffic congestion, it affects business because everywhere gets blocked with vehicles.
Another driver also laments the same frustrating issue. He pleads with government to help construct more roads to ease the hassle.
It is very busy every day. There is no road to use besides the main highway. We need help because this is where we earn our livings. It is for the mercy of Allah that we are managing. The roads should be widened and more constructed.
When traffic is less congested, drivers normally run 2 to 3 trips within 30 minutes from Westfield to Tipper Garage. But when traffic is chock-a-block with vehicles, they manage only a single trip in half an hour. The congestion also affects pedestrians and contributes to accidents. Ibrahim Chow tells us his encounters in traffic.
I can say it just wastes our time, frankly.
As an employee, Babukar Esba travels from Chartistown to traffic light. He explains how the huge traffic affects his work and suggests ways government could ameliorate the issue.
It affects me more in the morning when going to work, because from Chartistown to Westfield, it's always a traffic jam. Because other people also complain from Tabokoto going towards Banjul, it's always a traffic jam. It's a problem, and a solution have not been taken yet. And we really need authorities to do something about it. If we can have flyovers, if not, they find a shortcut where drivers will use instead. Sometimes it takes me 15 to 20 minutes from Chartistown to Westfield. From Westfield also to traffic light, it is always jammed. Anyway, I always have problem with them concerning my time going to work, because sometimes I'll be reaching 5 minutes after. And it's always a push and pull between me and them, but they always understand.
People experience heavy traffic more on the Birkama Highway, Tipper Garage, Kotu Road and the Batil Hiding Highway. Esa Drame, Director of Planning, Ministry of Transport, Work and Infrastructure, said there are measures afoot to regulate traffic congestion.
There are also efforts, to improve the traffic management, measures. Currently, we have a committee in place that will come up, with recommendations that should be, implemented in order for the traffic to be to effectively flow. And then also we also plan to engage the KMC, because as you can see currently, there is no proper, garages, for the vehicle to pick up, passengers. It's like they can pick and drop, passengers at anywhere. And then what we have in mind is like, to have designated, car parks, and then the stops, within the urban area to avoid, this issue of, traffic, congestion. And another traffic management measure that the ministry is currently thinking of is to provide, these urban, transport, services. Because as you can see, the services are currently being provided by these small jelejeles or vans. If you look at their capacity, it also contributes, to the congestions. But the ministry is planning to engage, companies, who are willing, to come and invest in urban transport services, by using, bigger buses, to ease the traffic congestion. That is the operational aspect of it. So when you come to the infrastructure bit, although the thinking in the transport is like the provision of infrastructure is never, enough. But notwithstanding, there are plans, to construct a bypass from Stinkona to Abuko, and we believe, that will significantly ease the traffic on the Westfield-Brikama Highway.
The increasing number of vehicles on the roads is unquestionably a factor to reckon with. But the chaos cannot be regularized without the construction of good, wide roads, including arterial feeder roads. Ajibintu Dwame, QTV News.
The National Center for Arts and Culture recently urged media houses to implement the provision in the NCAC Act to give 70% music airtime to Gambian music. This aims to promote Gambian talent and music production. Jenna Basonko tells us more.
Music is a crucial element of everyday life. People spend hours listening to it and much of their income buying it. It can help people understand a country better because it represents the history, traditions, and thoughts of communities. For many, Gambian music is yet to reach its desired stage. Such provisions as 70% airtime to Gambian music in media houses can help a great deal. These quotas are widely implemented in different countries. Director General, National Center for Arts and Culture, Hasum Sisa, says the provision to give 70% music airtime to Gambian music has been in place since 2003.
We want to give confidence, to the Gambian youths, many of whom are now engaged in music, okay? To give them confidence that it is worthwhile to be engaged in the music industry. Because if you, bring out a product, at least the media will give it, airtime. That is very good, because I'm not speaking as an artist myself, as a writer. We want to be consumed. If you're an artist, you want your work to be consumed by the public. So the 70% we hope will encourage, or will further encourage, Gambian youths who are in the music industry to keep it up. Number two, people, Gambians are now investing in music also. Producers, studio owners, okay? We want these people also to know that it is worthwhile to invest in the music industry, okay? Because through the 70%, they can now be rest assured that when they put their money, to produce a cassette, okay? The cassette, will yield, dividends for them.
He added that the National Center for Arts and Culture wants to foster cultural nationalism. According to Cisse, efforts are already been made towards loyalty collection as a board is already in place. Musician Barham Cham shares his views.
Just sending it to radios, playing it, but we're not earning anything from it. And I think this is an industry, this is a business like any other. you have the right to create an original artwork and then make sure that that artwork is being protected. You understand? So when they start collecting royalties, I think that's another thing that will make sure like artists will start creating their original works, or not to just copy and paste other people's work, because if you do that, the laws will sweep for it. You understand? And then at the same time, it will make us upgrade from where we are to where we want to be. Because when you start releasing a song and then being paid for that song, even without you having shows, it's just a matter of time that we'll also be riding cars, you understand? Yeah. And then employing other people. That's how the industry get bigger and bigger, you know.
Cham says that if more laws are put in place to govern music in the Gambia, artists will step up their game. Sukai Sise welcomes the decision.
I think it's a very good idea, because as a Gambian, I think we Gambians are the one who is supposed to, encourage the youths, especially those in music, because the music industry in Gambia, I think it's really dull. So I think it's a great idea for Gambians, we ourselves, to try to promote them so that they can actually feel comfortable when they go outside.
Sukai Sise further calls on Gambian artists to improve their music, now that 70% of music airtime is for Gambian music. Reporting for QTV News, I am Jena Basonko.
Before we end this bulletin of the news, let's take a quick look at our main stories. The anti-crime unit of the Gambia Police Force have again effected numerous arrests of suspected thieves that break into shops, dealers in fake currencies and other related crimes. In other news, Gumtel Council are playing for a government bailout to modernize its network infrastructure if it is to compete effectively in the evolving telecommunications industry. They made the plea during an appearance before members of the Public Enterprise Committee of the National Assembly on Tuesday. The Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, is preparing to launch the Regional Competition Authority for ECOWAS member states on the 31st of May 2019 in Banjul. That's all we have for you in this edition of the news. Thank you very much for watching. Join us tomorrow at the same time. Bye for now.